Kia ora, ko Mihiwaatara Hohepa taku ingoa, he uri ahau no Raukawa, no whakamarama marae, he kaimahi ahau te pūtake tātou. And in my capacity, I'm the Raukawa strategy manager for our environmental team. And our role in our team is to be kaitiaki of our tātou and specifically our awa. 3 years ago, there was a clam that was not indigenous or not native to our awa, and that was discovered right here at Bob's Landing in Lake Karapiro, just by some recreational users, and they picked this clam up and phoned our MPI, and that's when it was discovered. Because these lakes, Lake Karapiro, Arapuni, Maraetai, all sit within our rohe, that's how our team got involved. We'd always maintained a position that we wanted the clams removed, and obviously contained also within our awa, because we don't want the species that's unknown to us to be spread into any other waterways outside of our catchment, and that remains our position and will continue to be. One of the main threats for us as in Raukawa is that there's the possibility that it can impact our native taonga species, the kakahi, which is our native mussels found in our awa. It potentially could outcompete those taonga that we have in our awa. Some people think that they might be able to eat the clams because we are people that eat kaimoana and food from our tātou, but these clams are filter feeders. What they're filtering from our awa is the paru, and so if we are eating these clams, we're then eating the paru from our awa, and we don't want our whānau and that to be sick and be getting sick from eating these. There are a few misconceptions about the gold clams out there, and one of them is that they are cleaning our lakes. When you actually go and look at the lakes that have gold clams, they do actually look quite clean, the lakes, but what that does is they're actually filtering everything from the lake. So all of the nutrition within the lake that allows the sun to penetrate deeper, which creates more weeds to grow, more plants, more weed plants, pest plants, and that's also not good for our awa. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Yes, they are filtering the paru, but they also allowing more light into our awa, which then encourages more pest plant growth, which isn't great too. We are still looking for solutions on how we can eradicate them. There has been kōrero around using benthic mats. Te Arawa iwi have trialled that in other circumstances on their lakes using whāriki. So that's something that we've looked at and we've discussed as an iwi. We don't want to spread. So at the moment there's a check, clean, dry tikanga. Checking any gear that you have once you've been in the awa, cleaning it properly and drying it out before you go into another waterway. There was always a possibility that we may have to live with them and that we can't remove them and we can't get rid of them. I think the question is also, how do we live with them moving forward if that is the case? And that's something that we will continue to look for answers and look for solutions as well.